This week, we're going to talk about tax. Tax is a percent of a purchase that is added to the purchase and paid to the government. In Kentucky, Kentucky has a sales tax of 6%. So that is the percent that we are going to need to remember this week as we talk about tax. So we're going to learn how to solve tax with a proportion. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my two little proportion lines. And now I'm going to start to fill in the blanks. So in the top left, that's always where our money goes. So it's the money that we are buying, or the money that we are spending before we hit tax. It is always going to be out of 100%. Why is it 100%, you ask? Because think about it this way. When you go to the store and let's say you buy a jacket, they're giving you the whole jacket, sleeves, zipper, the whole 9 yards. They're not just going to give you a sleeve, all right? So whatever you're buying, you're hoping that you're getting 100% of it. On the right side, since you have the money here, the money has to stay with it. So it's going to be the money you pay in tax. And then over top of it, it's going to be the percent sales tax. So in the problems that we solve, you are always going to be given this one. Okay? So you're always going to be given the sales tax, and you always know it's out of 100%. So Ms. Pilcher is going to do an example for you. So here's your example. So it says you want to buy a new pair of shoes for $150. Kentucky has a sales tax of 6%. How much money will the shoes be including tax? So the first thing that I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and write what the proportion is that I need off to the side. So I know that it's the money that I'm buying over my 100% is equal to the money for sales tax over the percent tax. I'm not sure why that keeps going. Okay, so let's see if we can get this to get rid of. Nope. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's look at our problem again. So it says you want to buy a new pair of shoes for $150. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that $150 because it's money and it looks like it's important. Kentucky has a sales tax of 6%. Well, there's another number that I'm sure I'm going to need. How much money will the shoes be including tax? So now the next thing you need to do is to go up and set your proportion. So I'm going to rewrite that over here in a different color so we know where we're at. So the money that you're buying, so the money that you're spending, is that the 150 or the 6%? Well, since this is a percent and this is money, I know that the $150 will go here. So now let's just fill in the rest of the blanks. I always know the 100% goes here, so I'm going to put that there. The money and sales. I have the 6%, so since it's a percent, I know that it's going to go on the bottom. Another way to keep that straight is money always lines up on top, percents always line up on bottom. So I am trying to find out how much money I'm going to be paying in sales tax. So now what I'm going to do is I need to cross multiply. So I'm going to have 100 times x, which gives me 100x, is going to be equal to 6 times 150, which gives me, let's see, 900. Now, remember from our videos when we were solving for equations, you want to get this x by itself. So to do that, I'm going to divide by whatever is with the x. So I'm going to divide this side by 100. To keep it balanced, I need to do the right side as well. So these are going to cancel. So then I'm going to be left with x is equal to 9. So you're probably asking, Miss Pilcher, what does that 9 have to do with anything? Well, this 9 tells me that is how much money that I'm going to be paying in sales tax. It's not how much money I'm paying total. It's just telling me that the federal government is going to get $9 off of me buying this shoe. So let's go back to our question. It says, how much money will the shoes be including tax? Well, I know that I am spending $9 in tax. The shoes are $150. So now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to do $150 for the shoes plus the $9 of tax. So that's going to give me 150. Nope, not 50. Wow, Miss Wilcher cannot add today. It's going to give me $159 total for what I'm going to pay for my shoes. So this is my final answer, and that's it. I'm done.